All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful Monday. We are kicking off this week in dramatic fashion, and how we started off today, it should be prepping you for earnings season. So we have a lot to go over. I have the plays. I took a bunch of option trades against some big tech companies, and I got a strategy I want to go over with you, but we have to start with what happened in the market today. We opened up with a slight gap down. There was bad China news. Our manufacturing data surprised a little bit to the upside, but the real reaction was there with China. Saw a little bit of a negative reaction in Europe, and then what we had throughout the day, I'm telling you, all of the news in the morning, it was absolutely insane. You had Tesla up 3% on the Cybertruck launch, even a Germany plant. Disney was dropping even from all of the bad news last week, even hearing more about the labor unions and the strike with the actors. I think AT&T hit a 30-year low. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like absolutely abysmal. What else do we have? I think there was Activision, Sony, Microsoft. They had a deal, and then Ford announced the price cuts on the Lightning. You had continuation from some of the earnings, and then also you had people getting ready for earnings, but there was a lot, and just how the market moved was very interesting considering there was a lot to digest, but we ended up hitting a new high of the year, and now tomorrow we are going to be getting a lot more of the earnings. So it's very straightforward moving from here. I didn't even mention too, you even had the Black Sea grain deal. We even made a play on corn. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on here today, but we have the earnings. That should be the main focus. I got a couple plays for you, and really by tomorrow morning, and then especially Wednesday, you're really going to see if people are going to be more excited than they already are, or if people are going to start saying, hey, maybe we should be cautious for this earnings season. So Chad, I hope you're ready for it. I got the plays. I got all of that for you. I just gave you the quick little recap. So what I need from you, drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/the stock market. We'll see you there live in the morning. And we are going to be having all of the earnings after hours, and then Jerome Powell next week. So Chad, get ready, but let's get into it. As far as what we dealt with today, it was everything that I just thrown at you. If there's one thing I could highlight, and it should be confusing when you look at it, it even confused some of the people in the White House, but the real big news besides China slowing down today, it had to do with the Black Sea grain deal. Pretty much since July of last year, there was an agreement between Turkey, Ukraine, Russia to allow the safe passage of grain through all the boats. You remember all those videos? Well, today there was even another attack in Russia, and some people are trying to say that's part of it, but today they were supposed to renew it. Putin already signaled he wasn't going to do the renewal, and they didn't, and it caused a pop, but then prices kind of came right back down. What I'm going to say here is we're probably going to watch this play out. If there is a resolution, all of the premium fades. If there isn't, things might go up, but it even kind of relates here a little bit to oil. Just keep in mind, since the Saudi stuff and all that, it's been like a month, and it took like a month to really start breaking out of the range and finally work its way up, and now it's coming back down, so we're even going to see. But that's probably what I'd start with today. Other than that, it was just little pieces of data here and there. Tomorrow, like I showed you guys yesterday, we will be getting the retail sales. I don't know, is this a good looking calendar? I hope it looks good, but retail sales in the morning, industrial production, manufacturing, a little bit of the housing index, a couple of Fed speakers. It seems like a lot here, but I think towards the end of the week with real estate data, that'll move it more. But if anything, I think regional banks in the morning like Schwab, you're also going to hear from Bank of America, PNC, those would probably give us a bigger reaction. So that's all we have for it. Besides that, now it's going to be about anything else overseas. I think China has a couple of data sets this week. Towards the end of the week, Japan and that whole dollar thing. If you guys did not see today, or if you haven't even turned on financial media, you should be hearing it now at this point. The dollar was all over the place, but everybody's bringing that up. It still relates to the yen trade, and we are still riding through. I will buy more, and I'll tell you if I do, if it moves around, but in the meantime, until we get an idea of earnings, I doubt anything should happen, but we will watch a couple of the events overseas. Besides that, though, it's time for us to get into the play. So I don't know if I did that good, but that's pretty much it. I think it's going to be very straightforward. We should and be expecting of these weird moves and kind of lower volume coming into earnings. Like I'm saying, the buyback or the earnings buyback blackout period, I think by next week, 99% of the S&P, there will be no buybacks occurring. So we will get a lot of this stop and go as people are waiting for the next report. So keep that in mind. But now, as far as the plays and what I did, I made 3 different option plays. And now, thankfully, we could start with this play that we brought up yesterday. I remember we talked about the Airbnbs, and I was saying how I like them. There's a lot of things going for it. It's a very early earnings play because they report in about a month, but Las Vegas Sands, it'll be another one of these travel companies, and so far, that's kind of what's been feeding a lot of these moves. So this was an upside play. This play went up 100% since Friday. Even this morning, it actually, I think it opened up at break even, and then it started to go a little bit crazier. Yeah, it was like 5 cents higher than where we paid like early in the morning, and then it just started taking off. But that's my upside play. But what I decided to do today is I went for 3 downside plays on pretty much the bigger tech companies, and my logic with all of them is I want to buy the cheap options now. Do I think these companies will go down? No, but I think they can. But the main thing I'm trying to profit off of, you should have seen this many times on this channel, is the pre-earnings run-up. Why didn't I go for the calls? Because all of these companies have like already ran to the moon over the last couple of weeks. It looks kind of steady on some like Amazon, but my thinking here is you're going to get the first set of big earnings this week, then all of these guys report next week. The main move has been up leading up till now. Got like 2 weeks of that window. You could buy options now, 2 weeks till the earning with 2 weeks left of time afterwards. There's still some of these cheaper 20-cent options, and that's exactly what I did. So I decided to go with the Amazon August 105s. I grabbed 10 of these at 29 cents. We bought them throughout the day, and I think the stock went up and the premiums held, and this is the main logic with these plays. Am I thinking I could make money on them? Yes, but I'm going to sell out before earnings, and even if they go against me, I'm hoping by the time we get into earnings, the earnings IV might even bring them up to break even. And if you have seen some of these plays, you have definitely watched that happen in the past. So that's the first thing I'm going to be looking for. But I grabbed these plays on Amazon. I grabbed some on Google. I grabbed 10 of the August 105s for about 34 cents. I spent about $300 on all of these. And then I grabbed the Meta August 210 puts for 37 cents. The only problem I have with them is that they have a little bit amount of time in these cheap $20 options. I mean, they're still pretty like far out the money. It's saying Meta will come back to this 210. That's like $100 out of the money. I mean, granted, we'd still be up like 100% on our shares, but that's still implying a big drop. So am I going to hold these till earnings? No. The idea is, depending on the next set of earnings and how people feel, the next run or pop, I think the IV may start hitting. And, well, the puts have been demolished over the last couple of weeks. So I threw $300 on 3 different puts after going up 100% on a set of calls leading into another one of the earnings. So those are the main plays. That's what I'm going to be watching tomorrow. I really like that play. As far as anything else, I sold out of that AGLE. That one was a hype play related to ROIV. Remember, that was like the irritable bowel drug, but this was a sympathy. I only got like $90 profit. I did make a play on oil that I'm holding for a little flip, but the only other big play that I liked here is that I grabbed corn on the news. So I do think wheat and corn, this would be something I'd be watching. I grabbed it at like 5:13 or 5:16 in the morning, and I went with corn because wheat was up 4%, then sold off. Corn was only up like 1%, then they sold off. But the idea is, if all of these commodities start to go up, or even if wheat does, I think it'll have a general lift. But I think there's a lot of stability with agriculture. We're going to get a lot of back and forth, and that's why too, I don't think there was a big reaction even today. Like literally wheat and corn were negative by the time Blinken was doing the press briefing. He was like, well, the prices of this all went up, and like they didn't. Like, so even after Putin backed out of this deal, to give you an idea, prices are about 1% cheaper than where they were at Friday. So I think we're going to get a lot of back and forth. Remember, we talked about this with the dam. This is another one of those big events. So this one isn't related to like pew pew bang bang, but it really comes down to the negotiation. So I'd be watching that. Other than that, though, keep watching the yen, keep watching the bonds, and there's a lot of talk about the front run, but just I think it's going to be a mix of juggling earnings, take the sentiment from there, and then very quickly you are going to see how the bonds and Fed and whether or not the pause or not. I mean, it's really right around the corner, and there might be a bigger reaction hiding beneath there once we clear all the earnings. But don't forget about the earnings impact. But Chad, that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember you don't need to make any big decisions. All you got to do is small, little decisions that compound over time, and small, good decisions will protect you in all instances. And don't underestimate what you could do little by little over time, and don't despise the day of small beginnings, baby. But Chad, I hope you're ready for it. I'm getting way too hyped. It is definitely earnings season, so stay in the game, control the balance. And if I could give you one more reminder, even coming into earnings, are you ready? Separate the long-term and options and save that 10%. Yes, yes? Okay, I love you, Chad. God bless you. So drink the water. You already know what to do. It's game time. Championship. Yeah, I'm so hot, actually. It's like 1,000 degrees outside. Okay, Chad, I love you. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Good night. Good night. Horn. Maybe we should bring the awkwardness back, but I'm telling you, it's too hard. Can you hear? I'm squeezing it. That was weird. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.